Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how I remove the backgrounds from clipart in Adobe Illustrator. If I click File, Place, and then I'll select the clipart that I want to add. So I'm going to do, I think I'll do this one this time. Actually no, I'll do the blue ones. Okay, I'm going to place that in the file into the Illustrator file. So I've placed that. Now the next thing that I need to do is I need to remove this background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the selection tool. I'm going to click on the image and then I'm going to go up to image trace, click the little arrow and click high fidelity photo. And this will take a while for it to trace this image, and what that's doing is it's turning this PNG image that I created in Midjourney into a vector format. So yeah, I created it in Midjourney, I did upscale it in Midjourney, and then I upscaled it again in a photo app called Photor, and they have an AI enlarger in there. And what that does is it just makes it, you know, larger, and it adds in all the extra pixels that you need in order for it to still look high quality, even though it's been made larger. So this actual image is probably around 11 megabytes and it's about 4000 by 4000 pixels. Well, it is 4000 by 4000 pixels. So yeah, so it's basically vectorizing this image. And what that means is it will make it so that it's all just lots of little pixels, and then it makes it possible to remove the background. Okay, so now it's finished turning it into a vector. I am going to go up to expand here. So click expand. And that basically sort of breaks up the image into all the little pixels. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup this image. So go up to Object, Ungroup. And then what I need to do is I need to click on this big white background here. I'm going to click on there and then I'm going to click Delete. And that's deleted the majority of the white background. But then what I need to do is I need to go in a bit closer onto these butterflies. And if I show you, if I make it nice and big, what you'll see is there's all these little bits of white background that have been left behind. So then what you need to do is remove all of these little bits of white background, but that can take literally forever if you do them one by one. So what you do is you click on one of these little white areas and then you go up to select and click same, and then go down to fill color, click fill color. And what that's done is it's actually selected all of those other little bits of white that are the exact same colour as that little area of white that you picked. And then you click delete, and that's removed all of those little pesky little bits of white. Well, actually, no, not all of them. So then what I have to do is I have to go around each butterfly and double check all of these areas of white are gone, because if you exported this one, for instance, as it is, it would look terrible. And all these areas of white will stand out like a sore thumb, so they have to be removed. So now once you've removed all of those small areas of white, you might see that there's actually some areas of the butterfly that's been taken away in the process. So you've got an area here where it's grey and here. So then what I do is I go to the paintbrush tool and then I just fill these areas in. If I make it a little bit bigger to show you. So I'm going to make that bigger. So double click on there. Let's make it bigger. Do the block brush tool. Size bigger to about there, 33 points. So now I'm just going to fill in these areas here. So I know I've covered up some of this black spot here, but that's fine because we're going to move it to the back. So I've filled that area in there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the selection tool. I'm going to click that area of paint that I've just added. Then I'm going to go to the color picker, the eyedropper, and then I'm going to make this so that it's the same color as the actual butterfly, because I don't want it to stand out as completely white, because then it will really stand out and it will look really noticeable. So you want the area that you filled in to blend in with the actual butterfly. So I'm going to make sure it's this colour as well. So I'm going to click on there, and then what I'll do then is I'm going to move that to the back of the image. So you select it, go up to Object, Arrange, Send to the back, and then that's moved that to the back. And then I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to get the paintbrush blob tool. I'm going to fill this in here, and then I'm going to select it. I'm going to go to the eyedropper, and I'm going to select this blue colour here, and then I'm going to click on it again, Object, Arrange, Send to the back. So I've filled in those areas that have been taken away now. And then the next thing I need to do is I need to group this image here. So select the whole area, and then Group, Object, click on Object, go down to Group. So then what I'll do then is I will export it. So I'm just showing you just quickly with this one image, this one clip art image. And if I make this a bit smaller, see that it's taken quite a lot away here. So if it ends up taking a lot away from the whole image, you may end up having to go and do those little bits of white background removal individually, because sometimes it will just take away far too much and sometimes it doesn't. But I find with paler images, with softer tones, then when you try to remove the background, it does tend to take away a lot more of the image. Whereas if you've got a darker butterfly, for instance, with much bolder colours and a bolder outline, that won't normally happen. It will literally just remove the white background, and it won't remove areas of the butterfly. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. So to export this butterfly, I'm going to click on it. Now I've grouped it. So you need to create an artboard before you can export it. So click on the artboard tool here, which is the sort of page with the little markers here. Click on that and then click on the butterfly. And now you've created an artboard. So now I will export that artboard. So what number is it? I think it's number 2. So File, Export, Export As. And then I'll just call this number 5, use artboards, range number 2, and then export to the file that you want to export it to. Okay. And then I'll show you how it comes out. So if I go into the folder again, so butterflies, if I go to documents, so this is the one that I've just exported. And as you can see, it's really lovely quality. As you can see, when they're done in this way in Adobe Illustrator, they're really lovely and clear and crisp images. So I hope that helped you, and I hope it helps you if you are looking to create clip art for your business or to sell. Then Adobe Illustrator is definitely my #1 choice for exporting your clip art. So yeah, I hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay then, bye.